Enclavé entre l'Inde et la Chine, traversé par les plus hautes montagnes du monde, berceau de l'hindouisme et du bouddhisme, le Népal est une terre de légende qui nourrit un imaginaire fantasmé depuis la fin des années 60. À cette époque, les hippies venaient se perdre en masse dans une culture locale envoûtante, des paysages vertigineux et la drogue pas chère.
I've just bought enough ganja, that's the local name for marijuana, to keep me smoking for months.
Ébranlée par une guerre civile qui mit fin à la monarchie et par des tremblements de terre en 2015, la jeune République démocratique fédérale du Népal cherche à se construire, malgré la fragilité de la démocratie et les menaces qui pèsent sur les droits de l'homme. Souvent boudée par les touristes, qui ne s'y attardent pas à cause de la pollution, des embouteillages et de son bouillonnement perpétuel, Katmandou reste une capitale méconnue. On y découvre pourtant l'expression déroutante et inattendue d'une scène artistique alternative et talentueuse. Ce mouvement underground est tantôt brut et engagé, tantôt empreint d'un onérisme apaisant face aux maux de la société. Trait d'union entre tradition et modernité, les artistes chantent, peignent, écrivent, composent leur quotidien et offrent une nouvelle dimension à la culture népalaise, celle de notre époque. Ojwal et ses potes se relèvent du séisme de 2015 en créant Skate Mandou, le premier collectif de skateurs du Népal qui attire des dizaines de jeunes riders. Localement, la discipline est encore peu acceptée des autorités. Les gardes à vue, maltraitances et confiscations de planches sont redoutées et fréquentes. Skate Mandou a pour mission d'offrir un lieu sécurisé aux jeunes participants et de promouvoir la culture skate au pays de Bouddha. Ici, pas de caste, pas de différence, mais de la glisse, des sourires et de l'espoir au pied de l'Himalaya.
And we're now at skate shop, Hamro Skate Shop. Hamro means ours, so I opened this skate shop in 2015. It was really hard for us to get a good skateboards, like we used to skate the normal boards with no grip tape, We had to stick the sandpaper and skate, so it was really hard time. From there, I had an idea, I will also open a skate shop in Nepal to make more easy for the kids to buy the skateboards. And so since I opened this shop 2015, many kids were coming, buying the skateboards and saying, this is good, and it helps to grow the community a lot. In whole Kathmandu Valley, we have around 700 to 800 skaters. The skateboarding is growing fast in Kathmandu, and when we used to skate in the streets, before we had a skate park, we had more problem with the police to stop the skating in the streets and to stop skating in any universities. We know how to ride in the streets also, we are not boom, going the fast and hitting the car, no. So it was really hard to explain to the people how we ride in the streets also. And about the skate park, we tried to talk with lots of people to give us support, Ministry of Sports and all. So, but they did not give much attention. And at last, we put our own initiation and start a project to open a skate park with the organization Skate Mandu, and it is aimed to promote skateboarding in Nepal by doing many activities like a photo shoot, a video documentary and all. So basically we also support to the kids, those who are not who are interested in skateboarding but economically is weak. That has really brought a positive awareness among the people, my kids are skating, it's good sport, it helps them to make them physically fit, and the kids are focused in one thing rather than doing some stupid activities, you know, like taking drugs, like smuggling and all. But now, since we have a skate park, those kids are coming in the skate park. They are friends with everyone. Like, we don't discriminate poor, rich, you know, like everyone is same. So this because of the skate park has really made a strong community, and people now understand what the skateboarding is. So, you know, it is good. We are here in KTM Skate Park. This is one and only and first skate park of Kathmandu. We built this skate park in 2016 with the help of Skate Mandu, Make Life Skate Life, the community collective, and a few volunteers. After the earthquake of 2015, we found this land, and this land belongs to someone else. It means we have to pay the rent. Every month we pay the rent to sustain this park. Skaters who is coming to skate here, they pay the fee, and every end of the month we calculate the money to pay the rent, and it is still not enough to cover the rent. So the rest amount I cover from my skate shop, and it's how it's working now. So skaters are increasing, you know. During holidays, this place is like so tight. BMX, roller, skateboarding, everyone is skating in the same place. So I want to expand this place, build some ramps in the corners. I made a big proposal, first skate park, KTM skate park and all. And I went to Red Bull office, head office, Mountain Dew head office. I gave them the proposal. We have like this skate park, first skate park. Okay, we will contact you later. But so far, nothing. Right now, there is a one skater kid, 13 years old, named Dheeraj. Every day after school, he comes to skate park, practice his session. And I met this kid 1.5 years ago when we were building this park. He was roaming around with his friend, and he saw this skate park. And since then, every day he's coming to skate park, learning. And the beginning day, you know, like, I guide him the proper way to skate. He have no idea about the skateboarding, and he used to come in the leather shoes and like start rolling, balancing, trying, and he improved so fast, you know, like within 1.5 years, he's like the pro.
Skateboarding rock bunny don't I better go start. Made in Nepal but the hockey होइन थाहा छैन. छैन मेरो काम अनि सस्तो यसको दाम. पैसा छैन तर खुट्टामा छ गौछ. Skateboarding rock bunny don't I मेरो गौछ. Made in Nepal but the hockey होइन थाहा छैन. छैन मेरो काम अनि सस्तो यसको दाम छ. Get a hockey getting horse त्यसलाई केही बात छैन. Body एकदम दामी देख्छ गौसा मेरा गौसा सुन्दर र सक्कली छ मेरो गौसा लराकु खोजुत्ता मेरो गौसा सुन्दर र सक्कली छ मेरो गौसा
anarcho-ska-punk aux multiples influences, les Kathmandu Killers proposent des paroles engagées, chantées en népalais par Sarina Rai, militante féministe. Leurs textes retranscrivent le quotidien de la capitale népalaise et des enjeux de société. Leur musique invite à la prise de conscience, tout en entraînant les foules à des soirées festives des plus énergiques.
My name is Ronak.
Ronak and roll.
And I play the guitars.
I play the bass with no effects whatsoever.
I play drums.
Yeah.
That's it.
I've been playing punk music for way too long. No, it's good. Been playing for a long time. For maybe 20 years or something. Because that's where I feel comfortable. That's the music that drives me most, and also because of the content, the energy, the lyrics, everything that's behind punk music is exactly where probably I'm coming from. There's definitely a regular crowd, small, tiny handful of punks, and then the rest is just anyone who's really into the music and what we're talking about and who like to dance. People are always afraid of the energy of punk music,
because it's
too
massive.
much for them, without kind of just sitting back and being chill and listening to what we have to say. They get frightened very fast. But then other people are open to it, and then when they see a female in the band, it opens up the crowd more too. They don't feel it's just some male aggressive energy coming out. There's also, female there, and it's part of it, who's part of the whole thing, so they will feel more comfortable maybe, especially women.
Do we have any style? I don't think so.
Maybe we have our own style, but we basically put punk music to stories that everyone can relate to, I hope.
That we are inspired about.
That we see around us every day. Gold Star shoes are a local Nepali owned brand of like running or walking shoes. They were very popular because they were very cheap, because they were worn by the guerrillas, the Maoist guerrillas during the revolution. So anyone that was wearing Gold Star shoes was suspected of being Maoist guerrillas, which is really bad, and they would get thrown in jail or tortured or just become a suspect. Now the revolution's all over, everyone's forgotten about everything, sadly. Gold Star shoes have suddenly become this really trendy, hip brand to wear.
Local brands.
Yeah, let's promote local brands. Like, I'm somebody that really likes local stuff. So people are wearing this stuff like as a fashion statement. There's some heavy undertones to the history of Gold Star and how a lot of people.
I mean, there's a price a lot of people have paid just because of wearing that shoes. A lot of people were just arrested, like disappeared, just because you're wearing a Gold Star and you're suspected of being a Maoist.
Yeah.
So freedom has come with a price.
Skateboarding, more bloody, total made a Gold Star. Made in Nepal, but the hockey right at time. China made a cup, only toast the rest of them. Hey, but the band, my body, act of dominates the Gold Star. Yo, Tati, to Bogi.
was a story based on a migrant worker that she knew, right?
So many.
And we just generalized it to everybody's story, making it the army. Gorkhali is the army, right? So they're the migrant workers' army.
It's just about migrant workers everywhere anywhere in the world, I suppose, that are from poor developing countries, trying to make it in their own country and failing, and therefore having to go outside and leaving everyone behind just to make a normal salary. And of course the first migrant workers in Nepal were the Gorkha soldiers that were sent over to Britain to fight wars for the British. So that term Gorkhali, we applied it to the modern day migrant workers that are now going to Dubai or to Saudi Arabia or anywhere in the Middle East. So that's why the title is Dubai Gorkhali.
Dubai Gorkhali, yeah. Dubai Gorkhali, yeah.
It's more like how we're caught with this urbanized Kathmandu. The concrete jungle that we all can see right now, it does not leave us, even though we want to go to the mountains, go to the plain lands. So, Kathmandu just does not leave you.
You need to be in the city to make the money because of the whole fucked up capitalist system. You can't go out in the mountains where the real Nepal is.
I mean, it's not as bad as the Western world cities. It's still chaos.
It's still comfortable.
There's still
fun.
dogs walking in the street, cows on the street. I feel like it's a good thing. At least we are still in the nature. We're still chilling.
Yeah.
But it's just that the political things,
problem,
the survival things.
It's really hard.
It's really hard in Kathmandu. So
I can't live with my music.
Yeah.
It can supplement a little bit of income, but I have to do other things too.
Definitely.
I think we all do, yeah.
we all have to find our own survival techniques.
Yeah.
Or else it'll be hard to do even music.
Yeah.
Music needs money too.
Yeah.
Sadhu X est né et a grandi dans la vallée de Katmandou. Pionnier des arts urbains, il opère dans la capitale népalaise depuis une petite dizaine d'années. Il utilise les murs de la cité comme support pour exprimer sa colère et son désaccord, se réappropriant ainsi l'espace public pour offrir un dialogue sur des sujets aussi vastes que le conservatisme religieux, la violence policière ou l'accès aux droits fondamentaux. Il nous reçoit à Calo 101, la galerie qu'il a cofondée, dans le cœur de la vieille ville de Patan.
I like to work with spray paint, like every artist does. I think whoever works on the wall. Since I'm here and I don't have any access to good quality spray paint, so I don't limit myself by saying that I don't work only with the spray paint. So that's why I like to work with brush or marker or acrylic or mixing with spray paint that you have here. I think that will lead to a thing called a style from Nepal, using your own local material could also somehow help you develop your style and show that okay, the artwork was generated from Nepal itself, you know, even though this artwork was not looking like Nepali. You know, people are more interested in like seeing this like Nepali flavor in Nepali. Where is Nepaliness in the art? So if you make a Buddha, then you are already okay. You know, people can say that you are from India or Nepal or whatever. So there's like a stereotype. So there is like no such thing as like okay, what is Nepali or what is American or what is French. So like since we are from here, Nepal is more like exotic, you know. So they cannot even expect that there is a street art scene happening in Nepal. So that's kind of pity to hear that. Like people want to take something that reflects Nepal somehow in their artwork. Oh, I bought an artwork, it has a Buddha in it, and like that shows that you buy something from Nepal. So that's like a cliche thing about art also.
So yeah, I'm making a boy who's holding a spray paint and trying to paint a calligraphy mandala. And the boy is a Muslim boy. I took a picture of this boy when I was in Hyderabad, so I really like the idea of like mixing different religion. So the boy is a Muslim boy, and the calligraphy and writing is more like Hindu style or Newari style. And then like the idea of like street art, graffiti or urban art is coming from West. So it's more like a blend between many different cultures. And I can see people are trying to understand what I'm trying to do also, and I'm getting really good feedbacks from the audience from this community.
Comme la plupart des Népalais, Sadhu X est révolté contre la montée de l'individualisme au Népal, la cruauté du système sur les plus faibles, oubliée par des citoyens de plus en plus repliés sur eux-mêmes et par des élites corrompues. De ce constat très répandu dans l'underground de Katmandou est née chez lui une forme de rébellion. L'art est son porte-voix pour dénoncer et extérioriser sa colère, n'hésitant pas à engager un dialogue avec le public sur les enjeux qui minent la société, comme les conditions de vie des femmes ou l'accès à l'eau potable.
Like if you want to talk about political issue or you're not happy with like your social issues, then you can use art as a weapon to express your ideas. You know, like when I go on the street and put up like paste and then make like a ironic dialogue. So in that sense, it's more like a weapon, like because you can take art and then take an issue and combine both and then say a story or something like more with a more impact.
En 2014, Sadhu X brise les tabous sur les violences faites aux femmes et pose nu dans le quartier touristique de Tamel, avec son œuvre intitulée Rape Me, mettant en scène la déesse vivante Kumari, figure sacrée de l'hindouisme népalais. Par cette œuvre provocatrice, il questionne le rapport à la femme et soulève la dichotomie qui existe entre la dévotion des fidèles envers les déesses et le comportement misogyne des hommes dans une société encore très conservatrice.
And I pitched my idea in like few galleries, and they said like they're like really scared to put that work. So I put this piece on Jamal as a wheat paste for people to see my work, and when the artwork is on the street, then it has to get engaged with the audience somehow, and I'm like really happy with the incident. What happened to Rape Me was like the article got published in Kathmandu Post, and then somebody went and then they wipe out the Rape Me text from the wheat paste that was in Jamal. And then I saw that and I again went back with the spray paint and then I wrote Rape Me back again. And then like next day I again go and watch, but somebody like wipe out the whole imagery white. So in that sense, like I wanted to offend a group of people, you know, like by my artwork. It showed that I was able to create a dialogue between my audience and my piece. So I'm like very happy. It's I think underground scene is somehow a platform where young generation could go and express their anger freely, but in a positive manner that could affect the society, where our voices could be heard. I think that should be the main agenda behind having an underground scene.